Even though smartphones have made our lives comfortable, they can have a bad influence on us. If you are a student who has to get higher scores, a person who wants to enhance thinking skills, you should pay serious attention to the following. In an experiment by the Sendai City Board of Education, it was shown that as students' smartphone usage time increased by 1 hour, the math scores dropped by about 5 points. The more students use a smartphone, the less time they have to study. Now, even with the same amount of time for studying, the students who used smartphones more got lower scores. Professor Kawashima Ryuta explained that the reason is smartphone usage impairs the front lobe function. Our brain consists of the occipital lobe and the front lobe, etc. The occipital lobe is involved with seeing, and the front lobe is involved with emotion, motion, and intellect. When we see something, we recognize it with the occipital lobe, and we think with the front lobe. However, when we look at a smartphone, only the occipital lobe is stimulated, which means you see something but you don't think. As you get used to using a smartphone, efficiency will decrease when studying requires thinking. Wouldn't it be okay to look at a smartphone for a minute at a boring time? This could be on the subway, or waiting for the traffic lights to change. Unfortunately, even at a boring time, you should not look at a smartphone, as these are still precious moments for your brain. When we do nothing or relax, the default mode network is active in the brain. The default mode network is involved in thinking about others, thinking about yourself, remembering the past, and envisioning the future. The more time we use a smartphone at a boring time, the less time the default mode network is active, the less comprehension skills we have. To cut a long story short, smartphone usage encourages people to get used to stimulating the occipital lobe only, which decreases study efficiency, disturbs the default mode network, impairing comprehension skills. It's impossible not to use a smartphone, but it's necessary to use a smartphone less. Plan a strategy to use a smartphone less and share that with others. Here is my strategy to share. No phone on the desk while concentrating. Not using a phone when talking to others. Not using a phone when waiting for the traffic signals to change. Bring a book on public transportation and read it, rather than using a smartphone when you are bored. Use social media once a day. This is a review of the book I Don't Want to Work Overtime, but I Want to Work Well. Please refer to this book if you want to learn more.